Josh Allen is without a doubt one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. In a lot of ways, his game compares to none other than Patrick Mahomes. Both players can throw the ball a country mile, both are very athletic for the quarterback position, and especially Allen, and both are very good football players. But is there reason for concern in Buffalo for how his play will be for the remainder of the 2021 season? Now, there's a lot to dive into with this, but I do think there are legitimate concerns right now with Josh and how he specifically will play for the remainder of the season. And a big reason I think this is a concern is because accuracy is something that is pretty consistent with quarterbacks. Now, say what you want about a guy like Kirk Cousins, for example, but Kirk is top 3 in accuracy all time. Now, I fully realize Kirk is not as good of a player as Josh Allen is, nor am I trying to say that, but one thing you can count on with Kirk is his accuracy. Josh, on the other hand, has had one season above 60% accuracy in his 3+ year career, and the numbers through 2 games are not encouraging for 2021 to make that his second season above 60% accuracy. So will Josh Allen be a liability for the Bills for the rest of the season? Well, we're going to take a deep dive into that in today's video, so without further ado, let's begin. A reason why I am genuinely concerned about his accuracy is this. His yards per attempt is a measly 5.3, which is far and away the lowest of his career, and when you watch the tape, the numbers back that up. A lot of Allen's completions of the 47 he's had through 2 games are within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're certainly not difficult throws, and it especially showed down the stretch of the Steelers game. Allen was doing a lot of not necessarily dinking and dunking his way up the field to try and get the Bills into field goal range, but there were certainly no deep shots, and Bills fans, to at least be fair to you guys, the field may not have necessarily been open in the deep shots because the Steelers A, would have known what was coming, and B, I wouldn't exactly blame Josh for not throwing them with the possibility of Minkah Fitzpatrick intercepting a pass there. So anyways, when they were not even on the last drive, the passes he was throwing in some of those cases weren't even close to the target, and to further the concern with his accuracy through 2 games, Josh has completed a paltry 33.3% of his passes between 10 and 25 yards through 2 games. And that is a large reason as to why the accuracy is such a drop-off compared to 2020. Last year, Josh completed nearly 70% of his passes, had 47 total touchdowns, and the Bills won 13 games. They were cruising on Josh's right arm all year long. And while Bills fans may go ahead and point out the next stat I'll show here, he is 5th in the highest in average depth of target this year. His numbers, aside from a rookie and Trevor Lawrence, are the most concerning. From this stat, both Russell Wilson and Teddy Bridgewater are in the top 5 in NFL in accuracy, and while Tom Brady, granted Tom is 24th in accuracy through 2 games, he is still completing his passes at a 65% clip, which is technically above his career average of 64, and the Bucs are 2-0. One play in particular I wanted to highlight was this deep incompletion down the middle of the field to Stefon Diggs back in week 1 from Josh. If this ball is accurate to begin with, it's an easy interception for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Not only was this ball overthrown by Josh, but the decision to throw this ball was poor, and here's why. Minkah is without a doubt one of the best safeties in the NFL. Everyone, and especially Josh Allen, Brian Daboll, the Bills offensive coordinator, and opposing NFL coaches know this. Before Josh even throws this, he is not only staring Stefon down the entire time, but as the play continues, Minkah starts cheating towards the deep middle of the field where the ball was thrown. And you can see that in the film here, but if this ball was placed where Stefon had a chance, it's an interception going the other way, and the reason this concerns me for the Bills for the rest of the season is a few things. Josh telegraphed this throw, meaning he was eyeballing Stefon the whole time and was practically saying, hey Minkah, just go ahead and start moving towards Diggs to make it a tough contested catch, which Josh did, then overthrew it by 5 yards. It's not difficult for an NFL quarterback to consistently hit plays within 5 or 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and we've seen Josh do that a lot in the first few weeks. However, what is difficult is making these types of throws 50 yards downfield, where an all-pro safety is coming with a full head of steam to try and intercept a pass while your all-pro receiver is running full speed to catch a potential touchdown pass and have huge momentum for not only the rest of the quarter until halftime, but for the rest of the game. And I have no doubt in Allen's arm strength. No one does. I have some questions at this point whether or not he'll get back to the 2020 form we saw him, or if that was indeed a one-year wonder. Now, there are two things I would like to acknowledge on behalf of Bills fans, though, and that is, one, it's 2 games in, and they were against 2 teams that are good in the secondary, and especially Miami. Although the Bills won 35-0, it was not because Allen was slicing and dicing them up all day. It was a collective team effort from Buffalo. And 2, the next 3 games are against the football team, the Texans, and the Chiefs. And while the football's team defensive line, and especially the defensive line, is elite, their secondary, the Texans and Chiefs, are not exactly the Legion of Boom. So in a sense, this could be a 2-game span of get this out of the way and we'll improve over the course of the year. But with Josh, this is something I was heavily monitoring coming into the season, and through 2 games, again, only 2 games, Bills fans, it's been worrisome. But for every bad play Josh has, and every player has them, including Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, Josh will give a play like this touchdown last week to Stephon Diggs. For the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl chances in 2021, because that's what they are going for after a 2020 season that featured them going to the AFC Championship game, Josh is going to have to make more plays like this and simply be more accurate despite more difficult throws deep down the field. A huge reason why I am so concerned right now with Josh is because if defenses know they can box off a certain part of the field or just not have to worry about playing the deep part of the field because of Allen's inaccuracy, then they will 100% be having every defensive player within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage and basically be saying to the Bills, beat us deep because we know you can't, or have an extremely tough time doing that because of Allen's inconsistent and inaccuracy throwing deep down the field. So over the next few weeks, I would like to see offensive coordinator Brian Daboll get Allen in a rhythm early and often and put together a string of games where he has stat lines in the vicinity of 22 for 28 or 27 for 36 passing, both of which would be over 70%. I don't think Allen was a one-year wonder in accuracy because he showed it in all of 2020. 2020 for Josh was not a string of 3 or 4 elite games and then boom, he just was not that player anymore. And accuracy isn't exactly like the pitcher Henry Rowan-Gardner in Rookie of the Year. It's not like poof, Josh can't throw the football accurate anymore, and he's a much more serious running threat than ever before due to this. And truth be told, I wouldn't mind if Josh ran the ball more to keep the defenses honest, because there are certainly times where Allen can run the ball to gain some yards and has chosen not to, and it reflects in his passing numbers and his passing accuracy to this point. But this next play I want to highlight is an incomplete pass to Devin Singletary, and it's certainly not an easy pass to make for Josh or for any other quarterback, but it is one you have to make given the contract he signed this offseason. This is a throw the Bills front office pays him to make and one Josh should make, and this is a perfect example of what I've been concerned with over the first few weeks of the year from Josh. Miami has a lot of playmakers on this team on the defensive side of the ball, but the bottom line on this play is it boils down to Josh not being able to make this throw in between the zone coverages. So over the next few weeks, we will all be watching Josh to see how he performs, and in a month or so, there's a good possibility that there is a follow-up video to this to see how he's done since this video and how the Bills are doing as a team as a whole. And I, along with everyone, cannot wait to see how Josh performs over the next few weeks and ultimately over the rest of the 2021 season. Now, with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you ever have a video suggestion or a player's game you want to break down or you want me to break down, please let me know as I read all the comments, and until next time, have a great day. Let me know what you thought about today's video about Josh and the Buffalo Bills' future and for the rest of the 2021 season, and until next time, have a great day. Love you guys. Deuces. Peace.